From self-driving cars to AI-powered assistants, the future is arriving faster than we can process. But there's one area where the world needs to pay extra attention: humanoid robots. And guess who's leading the charge? Not the US, not Japan. It's China. In today's video, we're diving deep into how China is quietly outpacing the world in humanoid robotics. We'll look at the insane advancements, the mass production of robots that can run, climb stairs, and even cook your breakfast, and why China's strategy is making the rest of the world nervous. And trust me, by the end of this, you'll realize humanoid robots aren't some distant future. They're already here. While the world is still trying to wrap its head around AI chatbots, China is quietly pulling ahead in the global robotics race. And no, we're not talking about clunky robots that struggle to walk up a flight of stairs. We're talking about humanoids that move, think, and, in some cases, even outperform humans. Take Agibot's Reza 1. This isn't some sci-fi prototype locked away in a lab. It's already being used for industrial tasks like bolt tightening and vehicle inspections. It stands at 1.75 meters, weighs 53 kilograms, and has 49 degrees of freedom, which basically means it moves with an almost human-like fluidity. And it's not alone. Fourier's GR1 is another game changer, 1.65 meters tall and already rolling out to universities and AI companies for testing. Mass production happening right now. China isn't just making robots, it's building an entire ecosystem where humanoid robots aren't futuristic dreams, but inevitable realities. And there's a reason for that. For years, China was known as the factory of the world, relying on cheap labor to fuel its manufacturing dominance. But as wages rise and the global economy shifts, China has realized something. Humans get tired. Robots don't. And they don't ask for lunch breaks. This isn't just about convenience, it's about survival. Over the past 2 decades, China has gone from importing industrial robots to becoming a global leader in robotics innovation. Companies like Unitree Robotics started with quadruped robots, but quickly evolved into humanoids. Their G1 humanoid, revealed in 2024, can perform complex tasks from factory assembly to household chores. And here's the kicker. It's priced at just $16,000, making it one of the most affordable, advanced humanoid robots ever produced. But none of this happened by accident. The Chinese government saw this future long before the rest of the world caught on. Unlike in the West, where robotics research is largely driven by private companies, China's humanoid revolution is state-backed. The government has poured billions into AI, automation, and robotics, pushing initiatives like Made in China 2025 to reduce dependence on foreign tech and become a global leader in innovation. And it's working. The Ministry of Industry and Information Technology, MIIT, recently declared humanoid robots a priority for national development. This isn't just about making cool tech. It's about preparing for a future where humanoid robots work in factories, hospitals, and even homes. But here's where things get wild. China isn't just building robots, it's integrating them into everyday life. In April 2025, Beijing is set to host the world's first human-robot half-marathon. That's right. Thousands of human runners will be racing alongside humanoid robots, showcasing just how far China's robotics industry has come. And if you think this is just a stunt, think again. Events like this aren't just for show. They're designed to normalize humanoid robots, making the public comfortable with the idea that these machines are here to stay. China isn't just making electric cars anymore. It's making robots. And not just any robots, humanoid robots. If that sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie, think again. Right now, China's biggest EV companies, BYD, XPeng, GAC, and NIO, aren't just revolutionizing the roads, they're bringing humanoid robots into the mix. And the craziest part? This isn't some distant future, it's happening right now. Take XPENG, for example. In late 2024, they introduced a humanoid robot called Iron. And no, it's not just some gimmick to impress investors. This thing is actually working, right inside Xpeng's own factories. Standing at 5 feet 8 inches and weighing 154 pounds, iron isn't just capable of picking up boxes. It has 60 joints and over 200 degrees of freedom, meaning it moves just like a human. While most of the world is still struggling to get humanoid robots out of the lab, Xpeng is already putting them to work, helping assemble their upcoming P7 Plus model. And it's not just Xpeng. NIO is getting in on the action too, but in a slightly different way. Instead of a humanoid, they've got a robot dog. Led by a former algorithm expert from an autonomous driving company, NIO's 20-person robotics team is pushing hard into embodied AI. Basically, making AI that doesn't just exist on a screen, but can physically move around in the real world. So why are these EV giants suddenly obsessed with robots? Simple. They've already mastered automation and car production, and now they're using that expertise to make robots that can work alongside humans. And that's just the beginning. China has a secret weapon in this race, its supply chain. While the rest of the world is scrambling to find materials and parts, China has already locked down the most critical components for humanoid robots. A recent report from Morgan Stanley revealed that China controls 63% of key companies in the global humanoid robotic supply chain. And when it comes to actuators, the parts that allow robots to move, Chinese manufacturers like Jiangsu Hengli Hydraulic dominate the market. But that's not even the biggest advantage. Power move rare earth minerals. These are the essential materials used in electric motors, actuators, and high-performance sensors, the backbone of humanoid robots. And guess what? China controls 90% of the world's rare earth processing. That means while the US and Europe are struggling with shortages, Chinese robot manufacturers have a near unlimited supply of the materials they need. And if you think all this technology is going to be insanely expensive, think again. One of the biggest breakthroughs in China's humanoid robot push is how cheap they're making them. Look at the Unitree H1, one of China's latest humanoid robots. Price tag? Just $90,000. That might sound like a lot, but compared to something like Boston Dynamics Atlas, which costs more than twice that, it's practically a bargain. And it's not just a one-off. At the World Robot Conference in Beijing, dozens of companies unveiled humanoid robots specifically designed for factory work. Companies like Shanghai Kepler Exploration Robotics and UB Tech Robotics are already rolling them out to test in real-world production lines. In fact, UB Tech is aiming to mass-produce humanoid robots for car manufacturing plants in the near future. Sound familiar? It should. This is exactly how China took over the EV market. A decade ago, Tesla was the king of electric cars. Now BYD and other Chinese brands are outselling them globally. The same formula, government backing, aggressive pricing, and a rock-solid supply chain, is now being applied to humanoid robots. And while the West is still debating the role of humanoid robots in society, China is busy putting them to work. In April 2025, Beijing will host the world's first human-robot half-marathon. That's right, thousands of people running alongside humanoid robots, proving just how far China has come in this race. The question isn't whether humanoid robots are coming. The question is, who's going to control the future when they do? Imagine a massive stage, flashing lights, and an army of humanoid robots dancing in perfect sync at China's 2025 Spring Festival Gala. Not just moving their arms in a mechanical way. No, these robots were pulling off traditional Chinese dance routines, blending centuries-old culture with cutting-edge AI. That's not just a performance, that's a statement. China isn't just developing humanoid robots, it's making them a part of everyday life. And that's where things get really interesting. It's one thing to build robots, it's another to make them useful, affordable, and accepted by the public. That's exactly what China is doing right now, and it's happening at a speed that's making the rest of the world nervous. Take Unitree Robotics. In early 2024, they introduced the H1 humanoid robot, a machine capable of running, not just shuffling forward awkwardly like some early prototypes, but actually running. Then, Just a few months later, they unveiled the G1, a smaller, more affordable humanoid robot priced at just $16,000. That might still sound expensive, but compared to Boston Dynamics' multi-million-dollar projects, this is practically a bargain bin deal. And here's the kicker. The G1 isn't just walking around aimlessly. It can climb stairs, flip food in a frying pan, and even solder wires with its 3-fingered hands. This isn't some science fiction fantasy. This is happening right now. But China's not just making better robots, it's making smarter ones. AI is at the heart of this revolution, and China is pumping billions into making its humanoid robots not just functional, but autonomous. The latest models don't just respond to commands, they learn from their environments. That means instead of pre-programmed movements, these robots can adapt, improve, and operate in real-world scenarios without needing constant human input. That's why China isn't just testing humanoid robots in factories, it's already putting them to work. Companies like Xiaomi, UB Tech Robotics, and Shanghai Kepler Exploration Robotics are rolling out humanoid robots designed specifically for industrial use. Imagine robots that can weld car frames, assemble electronics, or even handle delicate materials with precision. Jobs that used to require skilled human labor, now being automated with humanoid machines that never get tired, never call in sick, and never ask for a raise. And the world is taking notice. Just look at the numbers. A recent report from China's first humanoid robot industry conference projected that by 2029, the country's humanoid robot market will reach 75 billion yuan. That's 32.7% of the global market. In other words, 1/3 of all humanoid robots on the planet could be made in China in just a few years. That's not just market dominance, that's rewriting the future of automation. This is the exact same playbook China used to take over the electric vehicle industry. First, they built the supply chains. Then, they outproduced and outpriced the competition. Now, they're doing it again with humanoid robots. While the West is still debating ethical concerns, China is already making these robots part of daily life. And that's why they're winning. It's not just about the tech. It's about getting people used to the idea of humanoid robots being normal. That's why you see them at major cultural events. That's why they're being introduced in hospitals, airports, and even schools. China is making sure that when the robot revolution fully takes off, it won't feel like a revolution at all. It'll just feel like the next step in a plan they've been executing for years. The world has seen robotic arms in factories. It's seen AI, chatbots on our phones. But humanoid robots? That's the final step. The bridge between machines and human-like intelligence. And if this is a race, then China is already sprinting ahead while the rest of the world is still tying its shoes. In a groundbreaking move, China is set to host the world's first human-robot half-marathon on April 13th, 2025, in Beijing's Economic Technological Development Area, commonly known as E-Town. This unprecedented event will feature 12,000 human runners competing alongside humanoid robots from various global companies, marking a significant milestone in the integration of robotics into mainstream society. The half marathon is designed with separate lanes for robots, ensuring safety through iron barriers and greenbelt isolations. Participating robots must be humanoid in form, measuring between 0.45 to 2 meters in height, and notably, they are prohibited from using wheels. This stipulation emphasizes the focus on bipedal locomotion, pushing the boundaries of robotic mobility. Robots can be remote-controlled, semi-autonomous, or fully autonomous, and they will be evaluated based on finishing time and the number of robot changes, with penalties applied for each substitution. Prizes ranging from 3,000 to 5,000 yen will be awarded to the top 3 finishers, with additional categories recognizing best endurance and most popular appearance. Looking ahead, China's humanoid robotics sector is poised for significant developments. Companies like Fourier and Ajibot are at the forefront of this evolution. Fourier, founded in 2015, initially focused on rehabilitation robotics, but has since expanded into developing humanoid robots. Their GR1 model, unveiled in 2023, stands at 1.65 meters and has been delivered in small quantities to universities and AI companies for research and development, with plans for mass production underway. Similarly, Agibot, established in 2023 by former Huawei engineer Peng Jihui, has made remarkable strides in humanoid robotics. Their Rays. A one model, launched in August 2023, is designed for industrial applications such as bolt tightening, vehicle inspections, and laboratory experiments. Standing at 1.75 meters tall and weighing 53 kilograms, Rayza 1 boasts 49 degrees of freedom and can walk at speeds up to 7 kilometers per hour, handling loads up to 80 kilograms. Despite these advancements, several challenges may impede progress in China's humanoid robotics sector. Technological limitations, such as product reliability within the robotics supply chain, remain a concern. Issues with components like harmonic gears can affect production volumes and the overall dependability of robots. Ethical considerations also come to the forefront as humanoid robots become more integrated into society. Questions regarding job displacement, privacy, and the extent of autonomy granted to robots are subjects of ongoing debate. Addressing these concerns requires a balanced approach that considers both technological possibilities and societal implications. China isn't just winning the humanoid robot race, it's redefining it. With cutting-edge AI, state-backed funding, and a supply chain that dominates the world, it's only a matter of time before Chinese humanoid robots become as common as smartphones. While the West debates ethics and feasibility, China is already deploying humanoids in industries, pushing them into cultural events, and even making them race alongside humans. It's a clear message to the world: humanoid robots aren't coming, they're already here. The only question now is, can the rest of the world keep up? Let me know your thoughts in the comments.